think of what to talk about. Look at my elbow. Looks pointy. Some people do like cover the phone when they're saying goodbye. Look how the phone makes your skin look really red. Changes color too. Messes with the camera lighting, I guess. I guess because the phone puts off heat, you know. What should I talk about now? Oh. Today's Sunday. Some people went to church today. About church, communion. Some people believe if you should become a believer and then be baptized in water before you take communion, which is like a wine or grape juice with some bread. Remembering when Jesus did that with the disciples. Some churches practice it once a month. Some do it once a week. Like whenever they gather together, or once in a while when they gather together. And some churches might not do it at all, or rarely, like once a year or something like that. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's a requirement for salvation, for being saved, or really you should just like really get to know the Lord. Repent of your sins, turn, come to know Him, talk to Him, get to know Him. He said He won't tell some people He never knew them, even if they always went to church and everything. What if He didn't know them personally? Like you have to know them, the God of heaven, personally. Just for Him to say that He knows you, not for you to say you know Him and you should be able to get into heaven. We're at His mercy, I guess, God's mercy. For Him, we can only ask Him to forgive us and remember us when He comes. And pray that He knows us, because that's what's really important. The relationship with God in heaven, who made us. If God made us, is that who we're supposed to know? Not like if God didn't make us. So I heard that there's two different creators. Like God of heaven, the big, big God, and then the Elohim of smaller gods, like creating men in their own image. Like, I don't know if that's like just the seed of Satan people, and then the God in heaven, God's seed. It's kind of confusing, because I thought all people were made in God's image, whether they believe or not. I think the seed is if you have faith, maybe. Faith of, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and their faith. It's funny how the Bible only mentions mainly most of the time the characters have the most faith in God, but they mention a little bit of the bad side, but they don't talk about it too as much as the faith side. It's like when there's a war, you don't hear about your own side, your country, but you don't hear the story from other countries' perspective of things. It's kind of strange how we don't look at things overall. Like, what about the story of the other side? Not story from the perspective of the faith side, but from the perspective of the other side. Looking at the people, how they feel about things. But I think some movies and shows do a good thing when they give us more details about both sides so that we can get a good balance. I think that's good to get a good balance. And because it's good to be centered, balanced. It's funny how my mind went to all this, the direction my thoughts go when I'm thinking and talking it out. Sometimes it's good to be quiet, just be still and be quiet and not think. Just clear your mind. And like somebody said, empty your mind. I don't know if that was Jackie. No, what was that guy? Bruce Lee. Be like water and empty your mind. Is that the Zen way? The Chinese way? I'm not really sure. Also, I remember hearing somebody said when they were like dying or something, they might have gone through that experience or they're partly dying. They said they became part of the earth, like they were just part of the earth, like, which is true in a way, but their perception was that they were just a thing part of the earth. I guess maybe I wonder if the person was done in their body as part of the earth, or were they floating above everything and they realized that their body is just part of the earth, like when you decay, you turn back to dust and that's part of the dirt and everything. Just recycles. I'm not sure. Today is Sunday, June 12th, 2022. So people are counting down the days because they're thinking that God's going to come out of heaven, or he's going to appear and he's going to save his people, or he's going to rapture out, take out his people, like instantaneously disappear and go into heaven and in the clouds above us and meet the Lord up in the air. And I don't know, we're going to be flying away, like with just flying in a new body or as a spirit. I'm not sure. It just seems like things are dreams, like when you dream about flying, if you ever do, or that kind of thing could be a reality where you just leave this place and everything's left behind. You don't get to take anything with you. It just stays here, like somebody else has to take care of things down here because you want to be with God in heaven. And there's different viewpoints about the end times here. And things have gone through my mind. I'm processing things like all the talk about the rapture. People have been talking about it a lot more lately than before. That somehow this is the year. Because it's all because of Israel, the country, over in the Holy Land. One day I got this menorah. It's not the 7 candlestick one, it's the one with 2 extra candlesticks. It's the Hanukkah menorah. It was at an antique shop and it says Holy Land it says Jerusalem on the front of it. It's engraved on there. I think it's brass, maybe. I'm not sure. It says Tamar underneath at the bottom. Tamar, Holy Land. I'm not sure if that meant Like the person Tamar in the Holy Land, or the place called Tamar in the Holy Land? Because there was a city called Tamar. I don't know if that exists anymore. I think that was an old city in Israel. It's really beautiful. It looks like gold, but it might be brass, so I think it could be brass. There's candlestick holders. So pretty. It's like a little miracle there. It's the day when I was walking out on the sidewalk and I could see it from across the street when I was heading up towards the street where this antique shop was. And I heard a voice telling me, "Go get it, go get it." I don't know if it was myself talking to me or if another voice was telling me. I'm not sure, but since I think a lot of days I had gone by the shop and I'd seen it and always wondered about maybe getting it someday. And then that day I just up and decided to go get it after I heard, and even after I heard a voice, like whether it be myself talking to me or a voice I heard telling me to go get it. I'm not sure. But I went over there and I went inside and I asked for the menorah and found out how much it costed and I bought it. I had enough to buy it. And I told the lady that sold it to me, I'll treasure this forever. So that's what I said. Then I left. One day I also was going to a store over there and some guy shopped right behind me when I was buying my stuff. And he had like bluish eyes. And he was we were talking a little bit afterwards and on the way out. About, somehow we started talking about, ended up talking about the book of Revelation and John the Revelator. And he said something about how he saw it all in one day. Like, I thought about it afterwards, like, that was really strange how he said that. Like, what, did he see it in a vision all in one day? Everything since, things take a long time to work out in the world, but you can dream it about a whole bunch of things that take place really quickly in your mind that really cover a whole bunch of years in the world. That's strange. And my mind thought about, what if he was John? John, the one who saw the vision in the Revelations? That's strange. A lot of things can be strange in our world and the life that I think it's because of our faith. You notice more things when you have faith. Details, a lot of details. I think some people that don't have this kind of faith maybe have it hiding in their souls, and they have the ability to notice details also in life. Because some people think about things like Mandela effect. I think sometimes some things seem to have changed. I don't remember them being before. Like, I remember reading or hearing something about when somebody, I remembered something that had changed. They had an old thing of something, but when they went to check it, once they looked at it, it changed before their eyes. Like, it literally changed. Maybe because you have to look at it for it to be in the time you're in. If you're not looking at it, it'll still be in because of your memory of it, what you remembered it to be until you actually look at it. Like that slit experiment. Like how if you don't observe it, it goes out as a different form, and all possibilities are possible. But when you observe it, it kind of makes it go into to a different. It looks different when you observe it. Like when you know you're being recorded, you act differently because you know the camera's on you and you're talking and you know you're being recorded. So right now I'm just relaxed. I'm trying not to think and look at the camera. So I feel more relaxed when I'm talking. I'm not worried about the camera as much, even though I know what's going on right now. So I can be more natural, I guess. So these things are really interesting. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. I was gonna mention about some people may be thinking that something might happen that may never happen, and how will anybody know what happens before anything happens? Unless God reveals it to people, I guess. Events that God somehow shows to your mind that could happen in the future. So it's like a foreknowledge, I guess. It's like a vision almost. Some people, I was always wondering if some of those people could be like time travelers, or is it just that we see it before it happens, and that we're not really time travelers? Or are there a few of those? I didn't think time traveling was actually possible, but I don't know, because I've seen TV shows about time travel, and just one time, a long time ago, on the phone, I was talking to a stranger, and they were telling me that all this stuff, the science fiction stuff, is all real. I was like, no, it's just TV. That's all made up. That's not real. But I did see that, like in Star Trek, the first one, they had the talking things that flipped up, and then later we got like a phone that flipped, kind of like talking to each other through this phone, a flipping phone. It's kind of weird. They call it a communicator on Star Trek, the original series, the first one. And so maybe it looks a little bit different when it's made for real than what it is in a movie or TV show. So, and like videos, talking with video, that's what we do now. And there's always, in the past, we didn't have that before. Just maybe a few people might have, but not general population didn't have that. So now we can see each other face to face and talk with video conferencing type thing. We used to just like talk on the phone, hear each other's voice, and that's about it. So, also like phones are more powerful than some computers sometimes, I think, than at least the older computers. You can do a lot of things on the phone. I always thought about how the phone is like all in one, like a calculator and a phone and a video recorder, and a lot of game. You can play games on the phone. There's so many things on the phone, all in one thing. They're very convenient too. Oh, and I was watching one of my videos, and I thought it was strange that when I was kind of tired on my video, I was talking about how my mind was blinking. I thought my mind was blinking or something. Maybe my eyes were blinking, and when I said it, I said my mind was blinking. I didn't realize what I was saying. Sometimes when you're sleeping, some people talk in their sleep, and you hear people talking about what they're dreaming about. I remember watching this movie a while ago, like they had scientists, pretending that they could see people's dreams while they were sleeping. They were watching dreams. I think they were trying to develop something like that where they could know what you're thinking or see your dreams as what you're dreaming about. I sometimes remember some of my dreams when I wake up. Then later I might forget some of them, but most memorable ones I probably remember a few details of them. It's like you're in a different world when you're dreaming. Like you're in another place, whether it's a strange place, new place, old, same place as your own home, or whatever. Okay.